name is Huntington. This is Darion. We're going to be doing an engine swap today. Same transmission. What kind of an engine is this?
This is a Mazda 1.3 liter naturally aspirated Renesis Wankel rotary engine. 13B multi-side port engine is the only multi-side port engine Mazda ever made, other than, I mean, they had the variation between 4 and 6 ports. So basically today we are going to pull all of this plastic stuff off the engine bay that actually covers the engine block. So you've got air box, fuse box, battery box, ECU box, and upper intake manifold, lower intake manifold, and then we'll have just the block sitting there. After that, we have to disconnect the engine from the transmission and disconnect the torque converter after we take the starter off, and then take the catalytic converter off, and then we should be able to disconnect the motor mount to pull the engine right out. So hopefully it goes that smoothly. We're attempting to do this in 12 hours or less, so hopefully it goes well.
Wish us luck. See you later.
Or we can pull it out, just watch the back of the exhaust, or you pull it and I'll walk you through.
Alright, hang on, we're gonna have to lift a little bit more. Actually.
Ta-da!
Hey guys, Darion here.
Name's Huntington.
And so we started on this 13B swap on Sunday. It's now Wednesday. We had quite a bit of trouble getting the transmission lined up with the torque converter and the flex plate on the back of the engine. So we're still struggling to do that. We're trying to figure out the best way to get it done. That's where we're at right now. We've got the header in, the motor mounts in, the new engine is in the car. We just need to line up the flex plate with the torque converter, and then the torque converter with the input shaft on the transmission, and then slide it all together and bolt the transmission up, and then we're pretty much ready to just bolt the intake back on and connect all the coolant lines and all the transmission cooler lines, and we're good to go. So.
So as of right now, there's not really a lot of hoses hooked up back to the car. A lot of the electronics still aren't hooked up. Everything we need is here. Nothing is broken so far. A lot of the problems that we've had have been mainly from lack of finesse. If we had a shop with a lift and more than one jack, it'd be a lot easier. So to those of you who might want to do engine swaps in your driveway, don't be naive. It may take more than 24 hours. But everything, with that said, as much of a pain in the ass as this has been so far, this is my first straightforward engine swap, and it's, again, nothing is broken, no strip bolts, nothing's going wrong. Should you attempt it as a first timer, just make sure you have some people with expert advice, and you have all the right resources before you get started. So with that said, I think that's, I don't think there's much else to say. We just got probably another 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 hours of work on hard if we get really stuck from here on. Anything else you got to say for this update?
This is my 4th engine swap, my 2nd engine swap on one of these cars. I did it first on my own, by myself with the same basic tools, and but I did a transmission swap as well, so it took me about 3 days to do mine. But again, I was by myself. I had no one to help, and I have Huntington here to help me, so this has gone a lot smoother than I expected it to, honestly. And our only snag is getting the transmission lined up with the engine. Had we done that Sunday, we would be done with the car already.
Yeah.
So
it's too bad we have day jobs.
Right?
All right.
Oh no. Casualty.
Alright, so we got the engine is mounted into the engine bay. We have the transmission bolted up with the torque converter and the flex plate lined up like it should be. Everything's torqued down like it should be. So all we have left to do is to connect the coolant hoses, the transmission cooler lines, which are down there. We just got the oil cooler lines bolted up, and then we plug everything in and it's good to go. So.